So I trust Minister Harris hasn't been distracted by his own theatrics. I'm impressed at the way in which all the best boys in the class are lined up to defend the honour of an Taoiseach. It really is. And the best girl, the best girl will stand up presently. I wonder, Taoiseach, did they all bring you apples this morning and leave them on your desk to curry favour? Minister Noonan, in his somewhat monotone contribution earlier, seemed to be labouring under the misapprehension that Fennelly was merely a fig leaf, an excuse that we all have been waiting for to table a no-confidence motion in you, Taoiseach. Well, the fact is that far from Fennelly, far from needing to conjure up any pretext to vote no confidence in you, the objective conditions on the ground, the experiences of families right across the state, leave us in no doubt of the very, very many fronts on which we could have called or moved a no-confidence motion in you. Today, at the top of the news, we are told that homelessness agencies now have declared a humanitarian crisis. That is how severe and acute the chaos is within housing and homelessness in our society. And you, gentlemen and gentlewomen, have presided over that. Over the summer and for some months, we see record numbers of people still lying on hospital trolleys. That is your chaos, that is your record, that is your form of governance. And you persist, of course, with the madness that is Irish water and domestic water charges. Those are only 3 examples. I could go on. And if I could say to Minister Harris, we are more than happy to debate the figures. We'll debate the figures with you any time. How about the figures, the number of families on the social housing waiting list? Would you like to discuss those figures? Would you like to discuss the figures of households in mortgage arrears? Do you like those figures, gentlemen? So, I am very, very sorry to hear that it hasn't been easy for you in government. And I can hear the collective hearts of the nation breaking on your behalf because it has been so difficult for you. Boo-hoo. That pales into insignificance as to the hardship that you have visited on people right across the country. And you know, your rhetoric about recovery and all of your bombast, all of that rings very, very hollow, certainly in the constituency that I represent, because no recovery is evident there. And the hardship that families are undergoing is real. And your half-hearted, mealy-mouthed nod in the direction of those families is, frankly, at this stage, insulting. And frankly, if you were politically smart, I think you'd stop doing that. Now I come to Fennelly itself. Taoiseach, for a person who has spoken up Fennelly, you demonstrated a marked reluctance to come clean and give all of the information to that commission. I do have some sympathy for the position in which you found yourself, if I'm honest, because it was my view that from the moment that the former Commissioner attended the Public Accounts Committee and accused or said that the whistleblowers, Maurice McCabe and John Wilson, were disgusting. That was the word he used. As it happens at that committee meeting, I gave him the opportunity to withdraw or qualify those remarks. He refused to do so. In my view, the moment that he chose to stand over that disgusting remark, the Commissioner's goose was cooked, if I could use that expression. It is my view that the Commissioner had to go. His credibility was shot, public confidence in him, and by extension, unfortunately, in the Gardaí at the time, was under incredible pressure. I think that that Commissioner had to leave. But what Fennelly demonstrates in very clear-cut ways is a truly remarkable turn of events, where you, Taoiseach, choose to put a serving senior civil servant under the most incredible pressure to do something and carry out an instruction that he believed to be wrong. That's the term he used, wrong. And you used that individual as a proxy, as a mechanism, if you like, to do your dirty work for you. You put arm's length and deniable distance between yourself and the resignation of the Commissioner. And I believe you did that in a very deliberate and a very calculated fashion. I think you were conscious of the provisions in law under the Garda Síochána Act of 2005. You knew what you should have done was go to the Cabinet and state your case and allow the Cabinet to take a decision that I believe would have been inevitable in respect of the Garda Commissioner. But because you were spooked, or maybe even because you were furious with him again for landing you in it, you decided to do things your own way. You said at the beginning of your own contribution, Taoiseach, that you welcomed the fact that Fennelly expressed confidence in you and confidence in the Attorney-General. The Fennelly report does nothing of the sort. Yes, it falls short of saying that you said man to man, Taoiseach to Commissioner, you must go. You didn't do that. But you sent a person on your behalf to unquestionably deliver that message. You had lost confidence in the Commissioner, and the Commissioner had to go, and that is precisely what happened. Fennelly is absolutely damning in respect of the Attorney-General. Absolutely damning. Fennelly says, in his own words, that he was left perplexed by the evidence given, the evidence subsequently modified by the Attorney-General. The Attorney-General, the senior law officer in the state, the legal advisor to government, left Fennelly perplexed because of the nature of her testimony. He was perplexed by her inconsistencies, by the fact that she had to revise her testimony. He was equally perplexed at the fact that the AG took it upon herself, it seems unilaterally, not to inform a serving cabinet minister of matters that she properly should have informed him. Now, this House will know that I do not hold a candle for former Minister Shatter, far from it. But that's not the point. The point is that he was the duly appointed member of Cabinet, but the AG sidestepped all of that. It's a matter of some concern to me that when we raise important issues like this for a senior office holder such as the Attorney-General, that you try to bat them away and to simply depict them as nitpicking by the opposition, or the opposition looking for a soft target. I think people properly expect that the Taoiseach operates not just within the letter of the law, in this case the Garda Síochána Act of 2005, but also the spirit of that law. And I think we can rightfully expect, or should expect, that the Attorney-General discharges her functions competently, fully, in accordance with established procedures and in recognition of the office that she holds. Fennelly reflects that that was not the case. Your word of the season, and we've picked up on this, is chaos. Chaos that you attribute to those of us on this side of the Dáil. Well, if ever there was irony, that's irony, Taoiseach. Because the chaos within the Department of Justice, the chaotic manner in which you convened that meeting in March, do you know the one that you had no notes on? That chaotic meeting, the absolute chaos of applying pressure, huge onerous pressure on a civil servant to go under cover of darkness to deliver your message to the Commissioner, the chaos of your Attorney-General giving information to a commission, revisiting it, deciding that she would not communicate information to a senior cabinet minister. All of that chaotic scenario is just a sample of the generalised chaos in which you operate. The really tragic thing, and I've finished with this last Ceann Comhairle, and the reason why we move and support a no-confidence motion in you, is that chaotic enterprise that is your government has delivered not only chaos but also huge hardship for families the length and breadth of this state.